Tonight, Huntsville's mayor will join me to discuss mask usage. Drive-through testing continues in Gravenhurst. And the Huntsville Festival of the Arts moves forward with its summer season. All that and more coming up right now. Welcome to Cogeco News for Tuesday, June 30th. I'm Scott Acton, filling in for James Bowler. Here's what's happening in your community. The Simcoe-Muskoka District Health Unit is reporting no new cases. However, 5 cases previously assigned to Severn Township were reassigned to Georgian Bay after closer examination. Now this, according to the health unit, resulted in a 20% increase in Muskoka cases overall. Now in Ontario, 157 new cases of COVID-19 were reported today. 99 of those cases, or 63%, are from Toronto, York, and Peel. Now, speaking of the GTA, it looks like masks will become mandatory in some of these municipalities very soon. And while the province will not order mask usage, it is encouraged. Premier Doug Ford spoke about that during this afternoon's briefing.
Each region has the authority to make their own rules. And a province this size, I encourage it. And I encourage and compliment the regions that are doing it, be it Toronto and Peel. But Toronto and Peel is different than Kenora Rainy River. It's apples and oranges. So each public health area will have the authority to put in either two ways. Either they do it through Section 22 of the Health Act, or they do it through the bylaw and go to council, which Toronto's done. Toronto's going to council and they're voted on it. So I think it's good. I encourage them to do that.
And joining me now in studio is Huntsville Mayor Karen Terziano, and thanks for coming in.
Pleasure.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit today. Obviously in the GTA, lots of discussions around making masks mandatory. We haven't gone there yet. How do you see that here in Huntsville?
Well, I have to tell you, my inbox has been blowing up with requests to make it mandatory in Huntsville. There are more requests to make it mandatory than people who are concerned about it becoming mandatory. I did talk with my council about, we are reopening Town Hall on July 6th, so we talked about setting an example and making it mandatory to come into Town Hall or any of our facilities that are open. So our doors will be signed, no mask, no entry. Okay. We are trying to do that to set an example, and we are hoping that businesses follow suit in doing that. Also talked with the medical officer of health, Dr. Gardner, and at this time they have no intentions of making it mandatory. That could change. Right now they're not doing it, and so it would be up to us to pass a bylaw, and we would have to set that up and do it at a council meeting. We may well talk about that on July 9th.
How would that be enforced?
Well, that's the problem, and that's what the Premier is saying. Enforcement is the issue. And it would be difficult to enforce. However, I feel like enforcement isn't the biggest issue. The biggest issue is to get people's buy-in to do it. So whether it's mandatory or not, if we could get up to 85–90% of people wearing masks, we wouldn't need a bylaw. It's a really small thing to do in conjunction with everything else you do to help protect other people. It's for the person who may have the virus and doesn't know they have it. So by wearing a mask, you're protecting the spread of it to others.
And it would seem to me, we've come so far in these 3 months. Yeah. It would be very tough if we had to take some steps back.
There would, and for businesses, the piece that they should be very concerned about is if they're not really diligent in screening people coming into their stores or ensuring that they're wearing masks, a case could actually shut them back down. And I don't think any business wants that. So, but it's on everybody in the community and everybody that visits here. It's a really small thing to just put a mask on when you go inside.
And when you talk about people visiting this community, we're into a holiday this week, and on one hand, we do want obviously to support our businesses, and we want people visiting our community, but we've got to be safe.
Yeah, and that's some of the emails I get. People are talking. We want to support our local businesses, but we want to be safe when we go there. So it's very important for both the business community to consider it, and for everybody who heads downtown or out to any commercial establishment.
Right. Town Hall opens Monday. What about other facilities?
The only other one that we've approved for opening now, and I don't have an opening date yet, is Muskoka Heritage Place. And of course, it's mainly an outdoor facility, but there are indoor spots, and you do have to go indoors in order to get in, so you will be required to put a mask on to do that too.
And finally, tomorrow is Canada Day.
Yeah.
It will be different. I know for many years, it's been about the cupcakes and meeting the community, and whether it be at Heritage Place or in Rivermill Park. How will you spend Canada Day?
It will be different. I'll miss giving out the cupcakes, and but I will. I'm fortunate. I have a small cottage on Ferry Lake, and it's supposed to be a beautiful day. So I'll go out and spend the day out there just with family and stay away from large crowds.
And your message to your constituents
is please have a very safe and happy Canada Day. Celebrate it like there's no tomorrow, but be safe.
Very good. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Scott.
We're going to take a quick break here in the program. We'll have more right after this. And welcome back. There was a steady stream of traffic as drive-through testing for COVID-19 was underway today in Gravenhurst.
A great response in the last week. Last week we did a drive-through setup in Bracebridge, and then over the weekend in Huntsville. And we just figured it would be an easier way to get people through testing centers quicker without having to leave their vehicles and without having to put anyone else at risk by being close to people. We're easily able to social distance if you're in a vehicle, and we can stand back. And it allows people with mobility issues to come out, and it's just an easier way to get asymptomatic people through these testing centers.
The Rotary Club is part of this exercise, and what we're doing is basically traffic management and giving out the information. We've had a great response from the public for the testing, and we're supporting the helping to move things along fairly quickly for the paramedics, who are doing just an absolutely outstanding job.
We're not turning anybody away, so if anybody shows up, we will bring them through and get them tested. The primary focus right now, though, is those looking to visit loved ones in long-term care, retirement homes, or congregate living settings, because the provincial direction says that they need to be tested within 14 days of those visits. So that's the big push for us to get this up and running, was to be able to help with the demand for those type of tests.
It's really just a 5-minute exercise. You come in, register, you go up to the paramedics over here, and it's just a quick swab. A little discomforting, but certainly doesn't hurt, and it's over in a split second. So, and for that split second, it's very, very worthwhile.
Time for a quick break. On the other side, the Huntsville Festival of the Arts has launched its summer season. I will speak with General Manager Dan Watson after the break. And welcome back to the program. Joining me now is Dan Watson, Huntsville Festival of the Arts. Dan, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
A very different season for the Huntsville Festival this year, and I know the plan has finally come together. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so like so many organizations and people, we've been really affected by the pandemic. We had 30 different concerts and events that were programmed and have since been canceled or postponed. So we've been pivoting and getting creative, and now with the opening of stage 2 that we're in, we've been able to come up with some different ideas on programming and are going forward with some
Talk
ideas.
to me about some of those ideas.
Sure. So we've got drive-in concerts, boat-in movies. We've got some online programming, and then we've got some public art making activities.
Right.
So probably the big feature would be our drive-in concerts. So it's like a traditional drive-in movie, except you're going to watch some amazing bands play some amazing music. We've got Tobin Spring, who's going to be leading a Rolling Stones tribute on July 18th, and then Sean Cotton, who's going to be doing a Tragically Hip tribute on August 22nd, and that takes place at the fairgrounds. So you drive in, you tune in through your radio, and you listen that way.
And we are seeing a trend of these types of shows happening really, around the world.
Absolutely, yeah. And it also leads into our boat-in movie, which is something we did last year, actually. We showed Jaws down at the town docks.
Right.
At that point, it was double-sided. This year, we're just going boat-in only. So people can bring any crafts if they have, their motorboats or their canoes or their little dinghies. I saw lots of people with those last year. And so this year, we're going to show Titanic down at August 1st, which is probably kind of, this year has been a bit of a Titanic year.
Sure has.
And then Jaws, we're going to expand, and we're going to do it at Dwight Beach on August 2nd.
Very good, very good. Yeah. So obviously, when this all really started to happen in March and of course into April, you had to scrap the summer season.
Yeah.
How do you plan for 2021 at this point, or do you?
It's hard.
Yeah.
And it's across the board. The live entertainment industry is just sort of going, well, we could do this, we could do that. It's really impossible to plan. So you sort of take it one step at a time. You come up with ideas, and just knowing we have to wait and see. Generally, the thinking is, it's probably not till you see a lot of people not doing anything until 2021. But we're working with the Algonquin Theatre, for example, and Deerhurst, where we do shows, and kind of just looking at what would it look like to have a socially distanced concert. And generally it's 25-30% of the capacity, so that changes things, and so you just have to take it one step at a time, really.
Well, I'm very interested in what that looks like, being a live music fan. And certainly lots of other things happening. Music at Noon is still happening.
Yes, so we're going to be doing Music at Noon, which is a popular series that we do every summer. Usually it takes place in Trinity United Church. This year we're going to be doing it online. And so we're going to be filming it in different locations like Deerhurst and Morgan House B&B, some local businesses, so we can feature them. Nice. And then it'll be aired online between July 20th and 31st over YouTube, and also on Cogeco, your TV. Which is a very exciting partnership with
Happy
you
to
guys,
do that.
So, yeah.
I guess, my question to you, Dan, is how important was it for you to still mount a program this summer?
I think it's super important and essential for us as a festival, as an organization, to keep going, and also for I think that the town. We hope that this programming brings people some entertainment, some joy, some fun this summer, and also supports local businesses. We know a lot of people have been kind of cooped up, I would say, in front of screens. So we looked at different options, and we live in such a beautiful place. Why not do some things if we can do it safely outside? We take it very seriously. So if we can do that outside, we can show off some of these beautiful places, and we can get people outdoors and do it in a safe way. We need to do that.
And that's all positive, and certainly the last 3 months being locked down, if you will, I think we've all kind of turned to the arts a little bit more as well.
I think so. I think people are kind of, and they need that outlet. Yeah. I know I do. We need to have that in our lives, the music and the art and the
Where can we get the information?
So you can get everything at huntsvillefestival.ca is where you can find all of that. You can also call us at 705-788-2787 or email us, and we're on all social media as well.
Very good. Thanks for being here, Dan, and congratulations on pulling this together. It does look like a great season, and great for this community, and great for the people that visit this community.
Thanks, Scott.
All right. We're going to take a quick break here in the program. We'll have more right after this. And welcome back to the program. When it comes to fundraising, 2020 has been all about finding new ways to do things, and that's certainly the case when it comes to Hospice Muskoka. Have a look.
I became part of hospice, or I first originally reached out to hospice when our daughter died 15 years ago of meningitis. And since then, I have been part of hospice, helping people through grief, children through grief mostly. And I have worked with other people facilitating art through grief. And since then, they have started the butterfly release. And it's a very emotional event when you release a butterfly in memory of somebody you loved and still love. It's not a case of did love. And I just found you become a family. It's a family affair. Even though the people that are there, you may not know them, but you are a family because you all have a common bond. You have lost someone who has been part of your life and very important in your life.
And this year, because we've had to postpone the event, usually it's held in the first Sunday in July in Bracebridge at Bracebridge Memorial Park. We have a beautiful program of music and remembrance and reading the names out loud. We can't do that during this pandemic and safely trust that everyone will socially distance the way they need to. And there's over, sometimes there's as many as 400 people in the park. So we just can't, expose people to that kind of risk. So this year, through the donation campaign, which has been extended to August 8th now, we need a month to alert the farm for the butterfly numbers so we can order them. And then on the day of the release this year, we will have locations in Bracebridge, which it'll be Memorial Park in Bracebridge. We'll find a location in Gravenhurst and one here, it'll probably be Andy's house, where people can come, pick up their butterflies, take them home and release them from home so that they have that spiritual experience of being in tune with, and so many times people say the butterfly takes on the life of the individual.
The facility, I think, will be first rate when it can get its doors open and offer what is a critical service in any community, which is hospice care, which people don't always think about. But when people get to that stage in their life and they need that type of care, it can make all the difference, not only to them, but to the family members, to have the comfort knowing that they're receiving that type of care in that setting. So they have done yeoman's work over many, many years to put this project together and see it through. And they're so very close to the finish line. Of course, COVID's got in the way of that too. But to support this virtual event is just as important as supporting the years that have gone by where we could be here in the park.
So for a donation of $30, we have sponsors from local businesses and communities and individuals who make it possible for us to purchase the butterflies so that their donation is 100% tax receivable. And so we give them a gift of the butterfly, one butterfly for their donation of $30. For a donation of $100, families can have 4 butterflies. So it might be one person that 4 family members can each remember, or it might be 4 individual different family members. So from 9 to 11 on the day of the release, which is Sunday, September 13th, from 9 to 11, they can bring their insulated cooler bags, a freezer pack and a tea towel to wrap the pack up in so the butterflies aren't frozen, they're just kept cool. And they can take them home, and actually they can leave them as long as they keep them cool and not too cold for as long as they need, because then when they sort of take them into the warm atmosphere, they come alive. They're in a little box, and you open the box and out they come.
And to me, releasing a butterfly is like rebirth, and it's almost like I don't know what the word is. I don't know the word I'm looking for. Rejuvenation, rebirth. It's like starting a fresh start. So that's what it means to me.
There's still an opportunity for, again, all those warm feelings about loved ones. There's still an opportunity to support the wonderful work that hospice does, and still an opportunity to be part of something special.
and at 12 noon, we will pre-record a video of what is a sampling of our program that we normally would have if we were in the park. And it will be a YouTube link, and then it'll be posted also on our website.
Briar Summers is up next with your Muskoka on Stage. Back after this.
Well, happy Canada Day, folks! Here are some of the great virtual shows happening this week to help you celebrate. Enjoy an all-day Bands on the Bay Canada Day edition on Wednesday, July 1st, when local artists Jesse Sevier, Michelle Guy and Feeling Good, and Matt Stone bring you some feel-good tunes that are sure to make you proud to be Canadian on this special day. It will be streamed live on the Stocky Centre's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Also on Canada Day, yours truly will be performing an all-Canadian set right here on Your TV Muskoka. It will be airing throughout the day. I'll be playing songs by some of your favorite Canadian artists, as well as a few of my own original tunes. Please tune in and feel free to sing along. The Essential Concert Series, a fundraiser for the Aurelia Soldiers Memorial Hospital Foundation, presents singer-songwriter Bernadette Connors, bringing her unique originals and favorite alternative, adult, contemporary, and pop songs into your living room. Catch the show this Thursday at 8 p.m. on the Essential Concerts Facebook page. Thanks for tuning in, and happy Canada Day. I'll see you next week with some more awesome shows.
And that's Cogeco News. If you have any news tips, story ideas, or general feedback on the program, you can always reach out to us through our website, yourtv.tv, or through our social media channels, Your TV Muskoka. We will take a short break for the balance of the week. Now, James Bowler will be back on Monday. From all of us here at Your TV, have a safe and happy Canada Day. Thanks for watching.